Chicken and waffles, when you go to a restaurant, you get it one way, their way. But this is Nunnsense. So we're gonna give you 3 ways to enjoy chicken and waffles, whether it's brunch, it's breakfast, or just because. Let's start with the brunch version. And for that, we're basically going to tone everything down to a much smaller size, something that we can put on a toothpick, or in this case, a skewer. So we're going to do little cubes. So we want pieces that are somewhat equal in density and in size. So I think that's a pretty good start. The technique that we're going to use here to put the breading on the chicken is going to be applied to all 3 of these, the mini as well as the slider and the smaller version of what we're going to do here on the skewer, and that is the dry, wet, and the dry method. Pretty simple. It's going to start with the dry, so into the flour. You can use your fingers, you can toss the bowl however you want to do it, but basically we just want to get a little bit of a coating, and that coating is what the egg now is going to stick to. So that kind of is making a little bit of a paste that then sticks back to the chicken, so that when you drop it back into the next version of the white or the dry here, that it now will cake all the way through. Now, how do we know that our oil is hot enough for these to start frying? Come here, I'll show you. Just to sprinkle a little bit of flour, and you notice it hits the top and it starts to bubble. That tells you that that oil is ready for some frying. So in go our chicken pieces. In the meantime, our waffles now have started to turn nice and golden brown. Oh, those are beautiful. So let's bring these out. We'll grab a couple of those, and we're gonna get them sliced for our little sliders. So in goes the waffle, right in between, up through. All right, ooh, crispy piece of hot still chicken, and another piece of waffle. Let me grab my syrup, just a little enough to give it that sweetness. And of course, what makes chicken and waffles is some hot sauce. That is option number 1. All right, so number 2 is going along, and that's gonna be the chicken fingers. Same process. This one, it's a little bit more involved, but seriously, it is my favorite because it's a handheld. It's something that you can just pick up and nibble on. We're gonna start with a piece of chicken breast, and what I've done here is I've taken the thicker end of the chicken breast and I've cut it in half, but that's still not thin enough. So we're gonna take either you have a meat hammer or you have one of these flat ones. I like to put it between a couple of pieces of cellophane. Now, once I have it like that, I can go ahead and either fry this whole piece and break it down, or I could cut it in pieces, flour it, batter it, and get it back into the pan. Speaking of the pan, let's check those chicken fingers. We've got ourselves a waffle. Normally this would be stacks of waffles if you were at a restaurant. So we'll just take one nice piece there of the chicken breast, and the same idea, using our nice warm honey. Got a nice glaze, oh look at that, over top of the waffle. And I know you're probably like me. What makes the chicken and waffle that much better? Just a little bit of hot sauce. Let's go on to number 3. From one on the plate, one on a stick, and let's put one in our fingers here. This is going to be our slider version. So for this, we're using the little mini waffles. Put these in the oven first, 450 degrees. Let them go until they're golden brown. So we pounded out the chicken. We'll just break this down and we'll do, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 pieces or so. So what we have are nice little thin pieces. These things are going to cook microwave fast after we batter it and put it into the oven. Our mini version, our version on a stick, and finally our finger food version here. So let's go ahead and set these up. Nice little pieces here. Here's what I love about them. You get them assembled, and you can either make them messy to where your fingers get sticky, or what I like to do, a little bit of drizzle of the honey in between, blop, just like that. Another topper here. We have ourselves the trifecta of what is a Southern fried favorite here. Chicken and waffles, normally at least 4 digits worth of calories. We've tried to cut it back. A couple of hundred here, even less with it on a stick. And this one, a little bit of spice, fits between your fingers. It's good, it's authentic, It's sweet, it's spicy, and I think for a brunch, a lunch, or maybe even a breakfast, it's not nonsense. This is Nunnsense.